My name is Robin Brown. I was a previous client of Merrymount when I was a child. My family at the time happened to be in crisis, as many kids are when they come here. And I spent a period of time here between the ages of 4 and 6. Growing up in London in a family in crisis, we traveled around a lot. So we changed residences, we changed homes, sometimes not really knowing where we were going to land. And Merrymount was one of those places that offered some stability in a rather unstable environment. The interesting thing I've found as I've grown older is that I've struggled with my memory, short term and long term, and a lot of that comes from a traumatic childhood. And Marymount brought some clarity and offered memories to kind of a memoryless childhood, if you will. It was really hard for me to make connections with other people as well as like even myself, my former self, my childhood self. And so, coming to Marymount and having the memories that are associated with that have helped define who I am and kind of my place in the city and here. In my mind's eye, I'd always thought I'd spent multiple times visits here, and it was only recently that I found out it had only been more of a longer stay, but only one duration. And it's so interesting how, a child in crisis and how their memories connect. They don't operate in the same way as a child who has a relatively stable upbringing. So your memories become more like islands. And for my childhood, Marymount was one of those islands where it helped just solidify some of those early relationships that I could rely on that were positive, influential, and stable. And so thinking back on that, even when I've recently toured Marymount, it was shocking to see how small everything was because at the time when I was here many decades ago, everything seemed so large. I felt like I walk into a room and it went on for miles and it was a closet. So the interesting thing is that upon my more recent tour, it didn't bring back memories of sadness or stress. It was interesting and pleasant and positive, and it just helped me reconnect with those things from my childhood. I think the things that people might overlook about Marymount is that, and I feel like I'm a testament to it, is that it can happen to anybody. Crisis isn't something that people are prepared for, and it's not something that, families can get out of on their own typically. I think there's a lot of opportunity to contribute in ways that will make a lasting impression, right? There's so many different areas that our society struggles in, and I think grassroots family problems should be a priority only because it leads to societal problems in the long run if we don't have those what I call islands of memories, something that you can anchor your childhood to in a way that is going to help you find that strength when you need it most. I think something that as simple as building good, clean, healthy childhood memories is not something that we focus on as a society, but I think it's something that it's a byproduct of all of that, what Marymount does. So I think that for somebody who's always struggled with long and short term memories, I think having a place like Marymount that can help ground a child and in a way that is healthy is easily overlooked, but so important. If anybody who is maybe sitting on the fence or maybe has a couple extra dollars in their pocket is wondering how best to invest them, I think Marymount would be the best investment you can make. I think the length at which Marymount will go to spread that dollar is beyond words. I just want to say thank you to anybody who's actively contributing, who's thinking about contributing, who has contributed. I know I wouldn't be here, sitting here at Merrymount after 4 decades, if it wasn't for somebody like you.